that we hope
I
you
do.
understand the impact that you've had here.
I have no idea what you guys have planned. There are like crazy things going on around this studio.
You know,
what is going on?
We've got a few things planned, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I think we want to start with look.
Randy! Oh, Randy, I'm so sad you're not here, but you're away for a good cause.
Why don't you kick us off, Randy?
Yeah, I will. And I texted with Dominique, and I told her how sorry I was to miss the big get-together last night and just being there for your final few days, Dominique. And, hey, we are here for a good cause. It's a lot of fun with the Astros, and there's also a lot of Astro fans here that are fans of yours, Dominique. And it's an honor to be a part of this right now, even though I'm quite a ways away. But it's been such a blast working with you for the last, 17 years for me. From day one, you welcome me in to the KPRC family, and it's an honor to call you a friend as well.
I feel the same, Randy. I love you dearly, and your energy and what you bring to the sports game is extraordinary. I mean, you don't miss a beat. You're the hardest working guy in television. You are out there sometimes at 10 o'clock in the morning, finishing up at 11 or 12 o'clock at night for Sports Sunday, and I just want everybody to know that about you.
Well, I appreciate it. We have a job to do. We got to do it the right way, and
That's
I do appreciate it. But this night's about you.
Sure is.
Thank you, Randy.
We got to turn to Frank now because Frank, you've worked with Dominique the longest.
I have.
You know her better than anybody.
I mean, you.
Uh-oh, here come the skeletons.
Well, no, you came in '93.
Yes.
And I came in '95.
95.
Yes. And when we have been kind of at the hip ever since.
Yeah, you're the older brother I never had.
You're the older sister I never had, the older, wiser sister. You know, you're a lot younger than me. Well, I remember so many funny things, like when you didn't realize that you didn't need a match to get a gas stove lit. You just had to turn the knob. I know.
That was a long time ago.
No, I have never had a home cooked meal at your house.
You won't.
And you've never sewn a button on my coat, but you know how to do hair, and let me tell you, and you're not afraid of it. That's what I love about you. You're not afraid of anything.
I'm not.
I mean, you're like Daring Greatly. You're the Brene Brown of the whole newsroom here that says, you know what? Here's the challenge, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to look great while I do. I love the way especially when the hair is pulled away from your face like that. That's what I love. Because I remember when you were in Wings for like 10 seconds, that show Wings, that sitcom, and they had you at a payphone.
One of those.
Yeah, and all you could see, it was like, you look like that.
With that big, long red hair, and I think you just got a little profile in it.
And I've worked out with Dominique once. I like workout ones.
Yeah.
Okay, and remember that? It was 1-to-1
Yes.
on Richmond?
Yeah.
And we had to lunge across the parking lot to Richmond Avenue and back.
Horrific.
It was horrific. Oh, look, and the whole place starts watching because Frank Billingsley and Dominique Sachse are now in a lunging contest. Well, who do you think won? Why do you think I never worked out with her again? But I'll say this, you didn't have on a lick of makeup and you looked great. But that was the kind of thing that kept us going. And
yeah, we've always had that little competitive spirit, but we've shared a lot, we've been through a lot together.
Oh yeah.
And
I've watched it all. But and you have too. You announced my marriage on television, and I didn't even know that was coming on 12-12-12. And I think half of Houston dropped their wine, and the other half dropped their beer. But it was like, your support, and I tell you and Bill were the first person I confided to when I had my cancer diagnosis.
I know.
I mean, right in that parking lot, right there, and you've been there for me the whole time. One time I'm double booked, and I'm like, I don't know how it happened, but I had to be emceeing two events, emceeing one event and another, and it's like, oh my God.
What am I gonna do?
I texted Dominique. I said, I'm gonna pickle. Can you throw on your best sash and get over to River Oaks Country Club and MC for me?
Yeah.
And they were so much happier with Dominique.
No, they weren't.
Frank Billingsley, I can tell you. But if you ever need anybody to fill in for you, call Dominique. She is Dominique on the spot. It is. And things like that. You've always had my back, no matter whether it was really super personal or professional or just to have a good laugh and a glass of wine with.
Right.
Isn't that what friends do?
Yeah. I mean, that's the
Right?
definition of a friend, right?
Yes.
And for me personally, your hands, I've shared this with so many people, and you in private, but your hands they're all over my story.
I know.
Right? Professionally, personally, professionally because you had the bravery to share with your agent back in the day. And this is when we first met. This was
our first interaction.
The very first time that we shared a TV screen together back in '03, live in what we called Chopper 2 back then.
Yes.
I was high above the Southwest Freeway. But from this job, I got a job at the network because your agent took me on as a client because I was your friend.
Yep.
And then personally, you took the time to answer an email from a young girl at Texas A&M who was eager to learn more about the news business,
right.
wanted to know more about you, how it is that you just do life. You answered that email. It blossomed into a dear friendship.
Yes.
And that young girl later became my wife.
I know, and I remember what started as a day of shadowing me.
Mm-hmm.
There was something so spectacular about her, so inquisitive. She was just so hungry to learn. I said, look, keep coming back. And she did. She stayed with me, I think, for a month that summer. She would call me, text me, can I come? I'm like, sure, please join me. And that began a friendship, and I've always had such deep admiration for your wife now, but as a young girl, and I can't say this enough to any young people out there watching, have hunger, have desire, reach out to people that you admire, be persistent, don't give up, don't stop. And his wife did that, and she became a reporter, she became an anchor, and now
And then
your
she wound
wife,
up with me, bless her heart.
and the mother of your two beautiful children.
Yeah, thank you for that.
What is your secret? I mean, we all wake up on some mornings
Yes.
and we just feel the gloom.
Yeah.
What's your secret?
My secret sauce is that if you put on a smile, you don't feel the gloom anymore. That what you put out is what you get back. And so I've just learned to take a negative situation and just look for the blessing in it, right? We can always find a blessing in anything if we search for it. And so that's what I do. I'm a faithful woman. I wake up, I pray to God, I give thanks for what I have. I press into what I want, what my desires are. I know they don't happen on my time, they happen on his.
Yep.
But that's my cornerstone, and I just believe that if you find your blessings, you always have something to be happy about.
Hey, real quick, we want to get to another soundbite real quick we have on tape. My predecessor, my friend Bill Baez, wanted to share something.
Okay.
I think that Dominique's legacy is that
Dominique Sachse.
they'll still feel
Find your blessing.
Dominique in the product that this wonderful news team
Dominique
produces and
Sachse.
presents every day. They'll always be a part of Dominique here.
I think he's right.
Wow.
I think he's right.
Thank
Wow.
you. Well, you know that I will always be a part of this place, and I believe that as I physically leave, my spirit will always be here. You know, there's just, you know that, and I think that you'll carry that through as you continue on.
Last night we had a fun night.
We did have a fun
And
night.
Dominique got a really cool gift. Take a look. It's some pop art. This is from Giddings Gallery. You joked last night with your son, like, now, Styles, this is not a dartboard.
Exactly.
Okay? This is going to hang in the house there, and we have another gift for you. Well, look who is.
Look who came.
Is that Miss Audrey Toll?
It's my mama!
Yes.
Yay!
If you wonder if the apple falls far from the tree, these two are magic. If you've never seen them together on YouTube, you are missing out.
This is my mini-me, right here. It's my mini-me. No. Mama, these are beautiful.
This is for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, this is so sweet.
For all that you've done, for all the flowers are beautiful as you are.
I love you. I love you. These are amazing. Oh my gosh, I thought it was for me.
It is for you. We've got more coming. Here you go.
Yes.
There you go.
I remember when I-10 was flooding and this viewer called to talk to us on air. I remember that. And I was like, who is this crazy woman talking to me like I'm her son? And somebody said in my ear, that's Dominique's mother. Oh gosh, that was the first time I ever talked to you.
Remember that building? I pass it.
Yes.
I pass it. I always think of that.
Yeah, we put her on the air and like a natural reporter. She's talking about the flooding in the garage and the flooding around the building. I'm like, who is going to hire her?
Hey, we're down to 30 seconds. The reality is none of this would have happened if your mom wouldn't have moved to Houston way back in the day.
Yep,
Frostwick
74.
Elementary, Memorial Middle School, Memorial High School, U of H Cougars.
Yeah.
Audrey, you give us a toast because we wouldn't be here
Here's
if
to
it weren't.
all of you.
There you go.
All of you. You're all wonderful and adorable. Especially this one.
Especially that one. Yeah. Hey,
Hey, Randy!
Randy!
I love you all so so much. And you at home, I love you too.
Send us out, Dominique.
Thank you for the memories. Thank you for 28 years. Thank you for the gift of allowing me to be a broadcast journalist in a place that I call home. You have made my life special. I cannot thank you enough. Cheers. To the next.
There you go.
We love you.
I love you too.
Amen.
All right.
Have a great
night. Bye.
Where we live, not a ton of diversity.